Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So from an Elliott Wave point of view, it's getting really interesting at the moment on the Bitcoin chart. It's holding now above 21K. And I have to say once more that Bitcoin completed all the requirements for this wave 2 correction that we have down here. And in a minute, we'll go into the lower level wave count as well and take a look at how likely is it actually that the low is now already in, because there is a certain likelihood. And I'm now telling you that, I already told you in the last few videos that the chance now exists. I'm actually telling you that for the first time in really 7 months since we came down here end of November. My focus was completely on this further downtrend, even here when everybody was getting already super bullish and was seeing a so-called running flat pattern in here, which means that compared to this wave A back in June, you basically can get away with just making a higher low. But I've always told you that this is highly unlikely, because a running flat pattern, an Elliott Wave running flat pattern in such a higher level wave count is just, you don't see it. Yeah, and I'm just gonna 1 second, running flat pattern. So just can show you the running flat pattern here on another website, just for explanation purposes. Let me just show you that. By the way, there's a really cool website. Looks a bit 1980s, but it is a really good website. It's called the pattern site. Yeah. .com. You find lots of information on that website, lots of information. The guy wrote several books. He's really good, but the website is just doesn't look very good. But overall, what is a running flat? A running flat means you come down in a wave A, you move up in a wave B, which we did on the Bitcoin chart. We came down in a wave A, we moved up in a wave B, in an overshooting wave B, where the wave B goes higher than the preceding wave high, and you then come down in a wave C, but you then stop above the end of the wave A and you start to move up again. Now, this is, however, one of the rarest Elliott Wave patterns at all, and I would always go with an expanded flat, which we've seen here, which means we go with a wave C lower than the wave A, and this is what in the end played out. So the focus has been completely on further downside. I have to say that because there are so many new people on this channel who just need to get the perspective. Perspective is so important. I see a lot of people panicking already because we move up here now back above 20K. Just remain calm, honestly. And this is really what I want to help to come across on this channel. Just stay calm. Nothing's running away from you, honestly. I always see those emotions heated up on this channel in the comments. I mean, it's not only on this channel, it's everywhere. As soon as you see a trend change, it's so interesting. You suddenly see so many emotions in the comments, but just stay calm. Yeah, it's nothing. Nothing's running away from you. And if you missed a train, you don't run after it. You take the next one. So stay calm. Honestly, stay calm. And on this channel, I'll tell you my best forecast, my best view, really, that I have of the channel, of the chart. Right, the most realistic one. That's what I try to do here. So, so we moved up in a wave 1, we come down in this wave 2, which is a corrective wave consisting of this A, B, and C. This was obviously expected. I told you all along we have to go below 28.6K, which we did. And now, really, for the first time in, I would need to say history, no, for the first time for the last 7 months, I'm telling you the low could be in. There's a realistic chance. There was no realistic chance here. And I hope you can now see, it wasn't that clear in the last video, but I hope you can now see the difference between this wave pattern, which looks much more forward and upward looking, and it just looks much more impulsive than this here, which moved up and then it just turned sideways. Yeah. And I told you here all along that this is not a movement where you can build new all-time highs on. And again, I remember all the frustrations of people when we came up here, and I told you, we're not doing anything unexpected. We only reached here a target area from which we bounced off, and then most likely will go down in this ABC triangle pattern, ABCDE, which we did. And then we had another impulsive move down. And then we had this triangle here, which I also expected still to move down from, which we did. And then we hit a target area, not the only one. There were various targets that you can define here for a low for the Elliott Wave method, but we reached this target here at 17,500, so a bullish reaction to it, and we can count a first impulse to the upside, and we'll get to that in a minute, what the wave count is. But I really wanted to talk a little bit about the indicators as well, because the indicators are starting to support an uptrend as well. So don't get me wrong, I still at the moment have to expect another drop down and possibly even a lower low. I just have to. Why? Because we have not yet come across this very, very important resistance level here between 23k and 23.3k. This is a very, very important resistance level, a structurally very important resistance level above which we just need to get. Okay, so I just have to expect it. Yeah, and at the moment it is just too early to confirm already that the low is in. It is just too early. Yeah, so we have to expect still lower prices. But it is also at the same time the first realistic chance that we start to go up here for the first time in 7 months. I find that very exciting. And I've been telling you throughout, don't try to chase the lows. It's up to you when you want to buy, but don't try to chase the lows. Honestly, you might, in most likelihood, you will miss it, because you can only tell afterwards if the low was in or not. What we can do is we can try to identify the patterns, the fractals, the Elliott wave count, that will give us an as good as possible forecast of the next wave moves. And we did that up here, yeah. But even up here when we came down, yeah, I didn't tell you at 69k that we are going to go down below 28.6k. No, I think it took a move below 58k or 55k. I can't remember fully, but it was somewhere here in the 50k level that I told you now we have crossed below a certain level, which invalidates the bullish move up, and therefore I do expect that we go down below 28.6k. And therefore I can't tell you here yet with certainty that we're going to go up from here and that the low definitely is in. You need confirmation, yeah, you need that. That is just part of the game. However, we see some indicators now already starting to turn a little bit more bullish. So here on the daily chart we see the MACD turning around here finally, which is good, which is a good sign, and we're not far away from a bullish crossover here. And when that turns to the upside here on the daily, this will be a good sign. Also the RSI getting out of the oversold territory. This is only the daily chart though. What is very relevant is the 4-day chart, and here we can see now finally the RSI is turning around. The MACD, not yet, but what I can tell you, when this is starting to play out, and this can play out, as soon as on the daily we are moving higher as well on the MACD. First of all, we see here a bullish divergence on the MACD, lower lows on the price, higher lows on the 4-day MACD. And we were here at an extreme level at a low, yeah, but we have here constantly made a higher low. And in the past, when this has turned around on the 4-day chart, this leads to massive price increases. So we are not yet turning around here, but because we can already see this happening on the daily, this might translate over onto the 4-day chart. And if we see this happen like it did back in May 21, for example, yeah, in June 21, when this is starting to turn to the upside, this will most likely happen before the price will start to move up significantly. It has been like that in the past as well. You see this 4-day MACD turn up before you see actually the price move. So yeah, be aware of that. Happened here. Yeah, you see that when this started to move up, we still had lower prices, yeah, but the MACD already turned to the upside. So, and when this happens again, this will mean a rally. Now, this can be a rally to an all-time high. It can be a rally that might only go into the 50k area. This is not possible at the moment to forecast that, but this doesn't matter. We can still trade it and we can still take profits. In fact, even if we only go to 45, 50k, go down from there again, we can trade that, then accumulate back at the lows again. And therefore, I can only encourage you to think about taking a more of a long-term outlook. I mean, I've got so many people who are upset because they couldn't buy at 18k or something, even though I told you I never chase the low. But take the long-term view. I mean, you know, we want to take the larger swings ideally. This takes some of the emotion out as well. And this is what we're looking for. So when this is starting to turn around, highly exciting. We don't see it yet, but the 2-day chart, and this is obviously what will then translate over onto the 4-day chart, is already turning around. Okay, so we need to keep a close eye on that, but that is very interesting. And also the 4-day chart, the RSI, yeah, this was at, I don't know, not the lowest level, but one of the lowest levels ever. And this is also starting to turn around now. And this can all indicate that a counter reaction to the upside should come soon. And on Twitter, I posted before this move to the upside happened that I do expect a rally very, very soon. Now, if it will be a corrective one or an impulsive one to the upside, it's too early to say. But we still have to expect a rally. And this could now be the beginning of that rally. Now, at the moment, it is way too early to say that. Yeah. So anybody who's buying now or who bought down here just has to expect that there will probably still be another dip. It doesn't have to, but it's just way too early to confirm anything and to say that the low is already in. What we need to do, we now need to take resistance by resistance. So what we need to do, we need to move, for example, above this resistance level here at 23,000. We need to get above that, confirm that. When we have confirmed that and we don't get below that anymore, continue to move up, then obviously it reduces the likelihood that we go below that level once more. Then we've got here, what is that level? That is the level 27.5K. Go above that, confirm that, move higher. Ideally here above 28.6K, confirm that, move higher. And so we move higher and higher from resistance to resistance, flip it for support and move higher and higher and higher. And this is what we're looking out for. And this obviously can be traded, or you're just accumulating at the current prices and wait. But anybody who's accumulating now, obviously we have to still expect the likelihood, in my opinion, it's still more likely than not, that we come down once more, but we don't have to, okay? So you need to understand that we're now at a turnaround point. Yeah, and that I tell you for the first time in 7 months that we could be finally turning around. I haven't said that to you on the Bitcoin chart a single time before in the last 7 months, which doesn't say it has to happen now, but I'm pointing out to you a first impulse which is emerging here, which then in the end will be corrected again by an ABC, and then we can move higher. But it's too early to really confirm if this is already a breakout, okay? Certain price levels need to be broken for that. But where are we here now in the short term? So we can count this, as I said before, as an impulsive move up. There are various possibilities to count this. Yeah, various possibilities. I'm changing just a little bit here. Yeah, so some people suggested, and I think actually that is more likely, that the wave 1 high was here. Yeah, it doesn't really change anything. It doesn't really change. You know, I had it here. Then you had your A, B, C down, which looked then like a running flat, which is actually quite an unlikely pattern. So I'm putting the one here, which also works out with the lower level wave count quite well. And what we then saw here was an A, a B, and a C. Yeah, so not a running flat pattern, which is actually quite good. So we came down here in an ABC wave in a wave 2. So didn't reach that target area. Well, we actually did here based on what I assumed was the wave 1. So we came down here. But still, you would now have to calculate it again based on the new wave 1. And just interesting to see, what did this wave 2 retrace to? And it only, so yellow would be the most likely retracement level. You can see that we didn't even reach that. So that can mean two things. So one is that we actually didn't get low enough. So I'm not very happy with this wave count. I'm not very happy. Ideally, I would have liked to see here a little bit of a further move down. Absolutely, yeah. So, because the wave 2 just didn't retrace enough. Now, if this was the wave 2, yeah, indeed, then it would have been super bullish because we did only retrace a little bit. But if this was the wave 2, then we now have to really, really go crazy to the upside. Then it would be super bullish now, and this would mean we would need to go, really, honestly, we would need to go crazy now, and this could already decide, be decided in the next few days. So if I show you here the levels that would need to be reached now for a wave 3, we would need to get to above 25, well, above, around about 25.5K in a wave 3. So we would need to blast through this resistance level here, okay? Absolutely. But until that happens, I'm still skeptical. yeah, because the wave 2 just didn't retrace enough. So there's another possibility that we could say, okay, maybe this is all here still a wave 1, just because we didn't retrace far enough, and then we would now come down in a wave 2. And again, because there are so many possibilities at the moment, it's a bit too early to really confirm what is now the right wave count. We would then have a wave 2 somewhere down here, yeah, and would need to retrace into a different target area. But again, I'm not sure at the moment which pattern is working out here, so it's a bit too early to confirm that. Therefore, we need to be a bit careful at the moment. So it could either be super bullish, yeah, or it is just really at the moment still, and this possibility exists, still a wave 4, and we come down once more here in a wave 5 and will make a lower low. This is absolutely still possible. So bear in mind, my view still is, and I'm only sketching out here the possibility for you that this could already be the breakout. It is too early to confirm it. Primarily, we still have to expect another dip, yeah, even though this is starting to look quite bullish, and the indicators also speak that language. So I'm getting carefully optimistic, but I really want to get through that resistance level first before I get more optimistic. Until then, I'm very careful. Okay, so this is where we are at the moment. So key resistance levels here that we need to get above is that 21,000. I've got it here now. The price just needs to establish itself above this E high here at 21,360. It just needs to establish itself above that. At the moment it's shy, it doesn't do it. Yeah, it needs to get above that. Next step would be this resistance area here between 23K and 23.3, and we need to go through this. This would be the bullish scenario. In the more bearish scenario, we would still be in a wave 4 here, and I would expect it to bounce off that resistance level and go down and make even a lower low once more. So we are in a possible turnaround space where we just need more price confirmation before we can be more certain which pattern is actually working out here. And as soon as we have more certainty, of course, I will update you. Very exciting times, because this is indeed the first time in the last 7 months that we could see a breakout emerging here. And either way, even if we come a little bit lower, I'm of the view that there will be a rally very, very soon. Now, if that will be the rally to the all-time high, or if that will just be a rally to a key resistance level, I don't know, but that also doesn't matter really. That doesn't matter at the moment, because it can be traded. Yeah. So this is accumulation, long-term accumulation, and then somewhere up here, for example, at this wave 4 high here at 48K, this might be a selling point. And again, I will of course keep you updated about all of these things. So again, hopefully that was useful. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, check out the channel membership. Something new here. So as channel member, you can obviously get the silver, gold or bronze membership. You can get access to the Discord, Telegram groups, a weekly live stream and so on. I'm now setting up a signals group as well. This will be separate from these subscriptions, but every channel member will get access for the first month, which starts today. So we only have it for 1 month, access to that for free, because it's a test basically, yeah, of that signal group. So you could profit from that if you decide to join as a channel member. The later you join, the less time you will have in that free signal group, because in exactly 30 days I will close it again. And then we will look at it and look at if it was worthwhile or not. But at the moment it is free. These are short-term signals that will be issued on a daily basis. So if you're interested in that, check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.